Everyone, it's Lourdes, and I have to tell you that this is the third time trying it. There's been challenges with this, so I'm hoping that this works this time. If you can see me, yes, I see space. I don't see me, I see a picture. So let me click on it. Okay, I see myself. Okay, I'm muting myself so I don't hear myself, and I just see all of you. I apologize for being late. It's been a challenge this morning. We've had lots of challenges. Rachel was sick. She set up and, went back to bed. Then my husband came on board. And then I forgot to make this public for everyone to see. So please accept my apologies. Hi, everyone. I see all of you there. Thank you. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it, and for staying through all of these challenges. It's been quite a morning. I hope all of you are doing better, and for some of you, it's in the afternoon. And hi Ash, hi Sam, hi CM, hi Pensive, hi Nita, hi Saji, hi Self Lives, hi all of you. Thank you for coming. I want to talk about a couple different things, but first I want to bring it up to all of you. Do you have any questions for me? This is your chance to get questions answered. Hi, Seema. Please let me know what's going on in your lives. What do you think? I'm going to say is, what's going on in your lives that you think is affecting others as well? Because most of us have some things that are just happening for us, but there are a lot of things that is affecting everyone as a whole. For example, we've had geomagnetic storms this week. When geomagnetic storms come on, that means that those of us who are more sensitive definitely are feeling the energy. I usually get irritable. I have meltdowns. I start crying. Electronics go wonky for me. And of course, as you can tell today, electronics have gone wonky because I just forgot what to do. So noticing when there are geomagnetic storms really does make a difference. My friend Brana, on her Facebook page, and let me put down link to Brana's Facebook page. A lot of times I will link her newsletters. I will have it on, but this time I am going to link her Facebook page because she lets people know when there are geomagnetic storms. Okay, numbers. Okay, thank you, Seema. And yes, Natty, a lot of people are purging. It's definitely an issue, and you're welcome. With numbers have been coming up a lot for people this week. It's so funny. This has been a reoccurring theme. When you see numbers, there are messages from the universe. The universe sends us messages in different ways. Sometimes it's through nature. Sometimes it's through other people. Sometimes it's in our dreams. And sometimes they're in numbers. And when it's in a number, you may see it on license plates. You may see it on the phone. You may see it on the you'll see it everywhere and anywhere. What I always suggest people to do is to look up the number on Google. Go, 11, the symbolism of 1111 or meaning of 1111. And you will find that there is a whole lot of information. Because there's so many different numbers, you're going to need to look it up. Now, one reference that I do suggest, and I couldn't find mine, and I don't know where it went, I'm really curious, is Doreen Virtue's Angel Numbers. That one has from 1 to 999, and that's a really good resource as to figuring out what the universe is trying to tell you with the number that you saw. Self-is, I've been fasting, I've been water fasting, a lot lately. That's a good idea. Fasting always helps clear out the system. Karen, I see you've been seeing 1111. Tell me about it. So have I. It's just amazing. Claudia, have you been seeing 1111 too? Okay. You're welcome, Seema. Hi, June. But yes, the numbers are something coming up. For me, the number 13 kept coming up for the past 2 weeks. And 13 is about grounding. The 13 is number 1 and 3 together is 4, and 4 is a very grounding number. It means I need to pull in more earth energy. And it happened because I was walking a lot last week and getting a lot of energy from the trees, and this week I didn't. I went walking yesterday, first day, and the universe was trying to give me a message. I need to be walking. How to connect with loved ones who have passed. Hi, Nita. And hi, Neha. Oh, you're welcome, Neha. Oh, Lay, I'm glad you made it too. Hi, Fabio. Connecting with loved ones. Connecting with loved ones isn't as hard as we think because they're always around us. Now, loved ones, their energy is still here. They can be in more than one place at one time. And what we have to do to connect with them is we have to raise our vibrations and they lower theirs because now they're higher vibration than we are. Now, how do we do this? Usually they appear to us in dreams. So if you're waiting for someone if you want someone to communicate with who's passed on, set the intention before you go to sleep in your dreams to have them come through in a way you can recognize. And the reason I say the way you recognize is because I may recognize animals, but you may not. So you're going to have to recognize. It may come in through as numbers as well. That was one thing. 444, that's a really good number too. You're welcome, Nita. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Claudia. So what I do is I usually set the intention. I find they communicate in meditations. Usually my grandmother comes through me when I'm doing Reiki. And that's when I see her. I know for my husband, his mother came through in the car one day through the radio. It changed channels by itself and a song came on that referenced her. So they will work with you. They will work through electronics. A lot of times lights go on. I know for my sister-in-law, her sister who passed, would appear to the family, the lights would come flickering on and off the time when she passed on. So that is one way they connect with us. But for me, I find dreams is the easiest way because that's when your conscious self just takes it easy. Your conscious self says, take a break. Let me go take a break and my higher self will take over. And the higher self communicates much easier with those who have passed. It makes a big difference. Then you can also ask for signs during the day, but you have to be aware of what the signs are. And that's the challenge. Most people don't recognize signs. I know Denise Lynn and Colette Baron Reed both have very good books on signs and their universal meanings. And the reason I mention the universal meaning is because for me, a yellow flower may represent self-esteem, self-confidence. But for someone else, it may represent peace. An orange flower for me may represent passion, but for somebody else, it's creativity. So it's like you're developing your own language. I would suggest if you start seeing things repeatedly, to write it down. For example, just like with the numbers that you're aware of them. So you start writing down. If you start seeing roses, and roses aren't something you see normally, that's a sign. Or if you see an animal, animals communicate with us so much more than humans. Juanita, the white feathers, that's one way that we receive communication. Thank you, Bhakti. And I see you, Natty, thank you. And Osa, hi. Animals will act differently. Like sometimes a bird will just land on the windowsill and just stare at you. That's a message. I remember we were in Maine once and we went to our car and there was a bird on the car, wouldn't move. We were right next to it. We were only a couple of feet from it and it would not move. And it was just chirping away. And I had to look it up to find out what the meaning was. First of all, I had to look up the bird because it's not one that's found here in Jersey. So there are messages and you just have to be aware. You have to be more sensitive. White butterflies. Okay. That's another way. If you're seeing something different. Okay. Here's case in point. Okay. So I always see, is that a problem? No, Sam, 666 is not a problem. Neither is 70. Please look it up because you can find they have different meanings. If you look up 666, it equals 3 times 6 is 18. The number 9. The number 9 is what I call the Dalai Lama number. It's a more advanced spiritual state. So it may be that it's trying to guide you there. So please be aware of that. It's not what everybody thinks. With I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought, but I want to go back to you white birds flying around me. I posted a picture on Facebook. Deer. I live in a city, and there's a park, and it's a big park, but think of Central Park in New York. We have a park similar to that. In fact, it's the exact same design of Central Park. There were deer. There were 6 deer. It wasn't just 1, 6 when we went walking. And everybody stopped because that is so unusual. You don't see deer in the city. It just does not happen. And there were 6 of them in the park. They were eating it very happily. So that is very cool. To me, that was like so amazing. And everybody realized that this was something special. No cars honked the horns. They were all waiting in line and everybody was peaceful. People walking kept their distance. Children kept quieter. So everyone recognized that this was a very special moment. Seema, what is a spirit animal? A spirit animal is a guide. And a spirit animal usually brings a message. So if you start seeing an animal, and I know somebody was telling me, I saw something about a crow. Okay, Anka, what I'm going to suggest is look up the meaning of crow, because crows have different meanings for different people. For me, when I see a raven, which is a member of the crow family, it usually means it's time for me to work on manifesting and more spiritual development and more quote unquote magic. Bring more magic into my life, whether it's something, thinking positive things, doing something fun, or just developing my spiritual abilities. So for me, that's what a raven represents. And whenever I see it, it means, I have to pay attention to my spirituality. So look it up for you to see what that means. You're welcome, Raul. Let's see, Christian, what about when someone is a master number? Master number 11 and my partner is a 6. For that sort of information, I am definitely going to recommend numerology books. Glynis McCant has one, I think, What is My Number? Because I just focus on the general stuff. I don't do anything else. But a number 11, of course, is someone on a spiritual path. But a number 6 is someone who's a nurturer. I personally think that's, for me, what I would consider a good combination. But I have to also take into account all the other numbers in your numerological chart. And that's something that can, you may want to take the time with. So please look up the book, Glynis McCant, I think, What is Your Number? It's an excellent book. It was really good. You're welcome, Christina. My spirit name and form of an animal. I mean, someone, Native American, told me my spirit name, form of an animal. That's wonderful, but I don't know what else was behind that context. We all have animal guides. We all have guardian angels. But they all appear at different times depending on what we need at the time. Sometimes you need a spirit animal. Sometimes you need to feel or sense your guardian angel. Sometimes you need to sense ascended masters. So it all depends on what you're going with. Neighbors, do you have any advice? Okay, with neighbors, one thing I suggest a lot of things with neighbors, since I've had challenges with neighbors as well. So when I've had challenges with neighbors, I do more feng shui work. One thing to do with feng shui, and this is something you can do with anyone, not just neighbors. For example, around my house, I have mirrors reflecting out. I don't want the energy in my house. So I have mirrors reflecting out. I grid my space. So if you're in an office and you're trying to avoid people who are negative, you can then put like black tourmaline in the corners. You can put rosemary around your door. Live rosemary plants are very good for that. Let's see. You can also do, I know rue or ruda in Spanish is very good for negative energy. We keep them all around the entire house. We have them in the front of the house. My father has them in the back of the house. He has them everywhere. So those can work as well. And if you go on my website, and I'm going to switch over for 1 minute. Let me see if I can get my website. I believe I have articles on it that can help you. Give me 1 minute to go on it. Under my resource page, my website is reikifromlourdes.com. And it's usually in my description box. But if you go there, you will find that I have something called library. It's under resources. And there are different articles. There's energy clearing articles, chakra articles, crystal articles, miscellaneous articles, psychic ability articles, and protection articles. please check those out because those can help you as well. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going back to the live stream. Okay, and you're welcome. Let's see. And so 444. Again, please look it up in numerology because it's another master number. So you may want to check that one out. And that's usually the number, it works out to number 3, and that's about communication. Oh, you're welcome, it's me. Hi, Anil. Please, you're welcome, Pensive. Okay, yes, Ash, that is cool. Hi, Chai. One thing I did want to let everyone know, I mentioned this in my last video, but in case you didn't see my last video, in my last video, I mentioned changes to my website. Not my website, my YouTube channel. My website has already changed, and there are changes on that. On my website, I've added new things. One thing that was really important for me was that the universe kept saying, we need to make Reiki more accessible to everyone. And then I go, okay, I'm working on YouTube. And they go, okay, we'll give you ideas for YouTube, but besides YouTube. So one thing that the universe came through with, and it came through I had gotten the idea, my daughter got the idea. Hi, Cherry, nice to see you. Hi, Chetan. One thing was, how do we make it more economical? Now, I know my Reiki videos are economical. I can make personalized videos and sponsored videos for people, but a Reiki session. And the reason a Reiki session costs the way it costs is because it's not the Reiki that costs, it's the time. For me, time is very important because not only am I sending the Reiki, I'm also receiving information, writing it down, and then when I send notes, that takes time because I'm still channeling information when I'm sending notes. So the universe goes, what if you just send Reiki? Someone buys a session, you do it for like 40 minutes, and don't send notes. Now, this would be somebody who's perhaps familiar with your energy on YouTube, or Reiki that I've sent for group sessions, or through any other way, someone who already knows what to expect and just wants energy sent right then and there, just Reiki, and doesn't need the notes. I go, oh my gosh, that is amazing. Hi. Thank you from Sri Lanka. And I go, what? That's such a great idea. So on my website now, you will find distance Reiki session without notes. And that is half the price of my regular distance session. So if anyone wants that, that's one option that the universe said. That goes, you've already done the videos. They can receive Reiki that way. They can receive Reiki from YouTube. They receive Reiki from your free group sessions from your newsletter. And if you don't know about the newsletter, it's on my website, ReikiFromLourdes.com. On the bottom, sign up for it. And I usually offer free Reiki once a month. And if you don't get the confirmation on the YouTube community page, I usually let everybody know, and Facebook, Instagram, all of my other social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, when I'm going to do it. Usually the day before, I will post a link to the newsletter for anyone who didn't get it. But you can experience Reiki in all these different ways now. It's no longer where you're saying, I don't have access to Reiki. Now you do. There are so many options, and it's so very exciting. Oh, hi from Algeria. Hi, Tima. Another thing, I'm going to talk really quickly about these things so we can keep going on about some other things. People had asked me, we want to make donations, but we don't want to do it through PayPal. How do we make a donation? And I said, if you're inclined to make a donation, even like today for the live stream, at the bottom of the box where you do the chat, there's a little money sign. You can click on it and make a donation. I think it has $2 as the lowest, and that's fine, or higher if you're inclined to. If you want to do that, that's fine. PayPal is the way I use because that's what my website takes. I don't have other options at the moment. If I do, I'll let you know. But thank you very much for everyone who's asked me about that. I really appreciate it. And for everyone who's donated, I can't even thank you enough because it makes my heart swell. It's just like, oh my gosh, it's so nice that people thought of me. Now for my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is the one going to major transformation. It's going to be 10 years that I am on YouTube this November 9th. That is huge for me. When I first started this with Justin, I never thought we'd get beyond like the first year. I go, we'll try it. We'll see if this will help people. it's going to be 10 years. And I go, okay, my YouTube channel needs an overhaul, just like my website did. So what I'm doing is you will notice that there are changes. The thumbnails, which are the small little pictures next to the description that come up when you do a search, are all going to have my picture on it along with the name of the video. And the reason for this is, one, you'll recognize me. Actually, you'll recognize flowers. I'm not even going to say it's me. You're going to recognize flowers. And yes, I am going to look into Patreon. Thank you, Lay. Besides that, the name of the video will be on the picture so that if you don't see the description, you'll see it on the picture. I'm also updating my descriptions. And thank you, Ash. Yes, Patreon. And yeah, I wish Justin were here. Justin is busy at home right now. He's a teacher and he's already first week of school and he's busy. Let's put it this way. But my descriptions. What I have noticed was that a lot of my videos were created at different times in my life. I had one website, Rest Relaxation Reiki. That was the one that lasted the longest. Then there was Readings RR. And that's all you see at the end of the videos. And I'm like, oh. And people have told me they've gone to Rest Relaxation Reiki. It doesn't exist. No, it doesn't. It's Reiki from Lourdes now. So I am putting end screens on all of them. I'm putting links to my new website. I'm updating the descriptions. Now, my husband is helping me, but with over 930 some videos, it is going to take a while. I'm really hoping to be done by November, but I don't know. But we'll see what happens. Okay, Seema, I mean, are the difference? I don't understand. What are you referencing? Can you let me know? I would appreciate it. And then I have to thank my husband and daughter both, who my daughter who got up to set up who was sick, and my husband who's helping me now. He's checking out the live stream. Hi, Shalini. Nice to meet you. Now to keep on with, I think signs has become a big one this week, this messages. Signs from the universe also includes the clouds. And most people don't realize that if you're seeing a cloud and all of a sudden it looks like balloons or a heart or something like that, it's a sign for you. Pay attention to it. You can look up signs. You can look up on Google meaning of balloons, meaning of different forms. It could be an animal. For many of you, I'm going to suggest looking up meaning of animals or symbolism of animals. That's really important because we all have guides and mine changes. I know my husband goes through the same park I was talking about. He sees a fox. No one else has seen a fox, but he's seen a fox. I've seen live turkeys. Again, I'm in a city and I'm seeing live turkeys. It's a sign. So please be aware that the animals mean something. And when I see an animal that is different, I will go and look it up to see what that animal means. Besides that, for some people, flowers, fruits, and vegetables and herbs are signs. And I know that may sound a little crazy, but what I noticed is people have fruit, vegetable, totem, and not animal totems, but definitely totems. And it's the weirdest thing. Yes, Shonda, it is wild about the clouds. Hi, Angela. So, for example, I love roses. Now, you know that. You're going to see them. I've always loved them. As a child, I was enamored of them. My mother never knew another, 6 or 7-year-old that just wanted roses. My father loves squash. There is no question about it. It's not just about eating it. He enjoys growing them. He loves the flowers. To him, squash are the most amazing thing ever. And he can grow many things. He has a green thumb, but squash are it. So pay attention. Star signs as well. Yes, star signs. Okay, speaking of star signs, my last night's picture on YouTube community page, Facebook, Instagram, and everything else was Reiki to connect with stars. The reason I did this one was this one kept popping up. Universe has been really busy, and I've been writing down a lot of stuff. I just can't produce things as quickly as universe, I think, wants me to. It's going to have to help there. But many of us are connected to the stars. And that's because, one, we're made out of the same stuff as stars. But two, some of us deep inside on a cellular level, we remember that we are connected to some of us it's certain stars. Whether it's Sirius, whether it's the Pleiades, anything like that, they show up. There's this connection that we just know. And we need to connect with that to feel more complete. A lot of us don't feel like we belong on this planet, first of all. We're sensing, we're like, no, I don't belong here. It's not happening. And it's because we remember a time on a very cellular level where we weren't on this planet. So by connecting with the stars, it may help fill in that area of us, that piece of us that needs that energy. Michael, hi Michael, I will talk about grounding. Yes, are there any risks involved in getting into the heavens? Yomi, I always suggest with everything to always ground. I don't find a risk because for me, the heavens is home. When I do galactic energy, and that's why I love galactic energy sessions and galactic attunements, or working with star energy or creation energy, I'm home. It feels so wonderful. And it should feel that way to you when you're connecting with it. I don't do any more protection than I usually do. I always do protection, so I don't feel any difference. It's safe for me. Grounding, Michael. Sorry you have a problem. Sorry you have a problem with grounding, but I'm going to tell you one thing most people don't realize. Massaging your feet and try massaging it with anything with peppermint in it can help with grounding. What you do is if you take the sole of your foot in the middle of it, go counterclockwise, massage both feet counterclockwise. That helps open up the feet chakra to help bring in more earth energy. And of course, being next to a tree helps. Love being next to trees because trees have such great energy. And that's why I've been told, I'm seeing the number 13. I'm being told to go outside in nature because I need more grounding. And I need the energy of the earth right now. I'm going through another shift in energy. And that's helping me through it. So please try that as well. That really helps. Lay, let's see. I agree, having dreams being sent from another galaxy. I'm always feeling connected to the stars. If I don't connect with the stars, there's something, I don't feel well. I can tell that there's something missing. Michelle, loving trees. Isn't it wonderful hugging trees to ground myself? Hugging trees, it's great. I feel called to trees. Certain trees just are calling me. I see them and it's like, oh, you're a friend. And they want to share energy with us. They have such good energy. They're giving us oxygen right off the bat. And that helps with grounding. So if you're trying to ground with trees, what I am going to suggest is massage your hands. Of course, you can massage counterclockwise, both palms, and then put your hands on the trees. Ask the trees to please share their energy with you because you may not want to go around hugging a tree. It may seem a little odd to some people. So if you just want to put your hands on a tree, or even if you put your hands behind you as you're standing in the back, next to a tree, ask the tree to share its energy with you. And then when it's done, thank the tree because it's helping support you. And that's really, really important. The trees and all of nature are here to guide us. And we just have lost our connection to it. And that's just so sad that we've lost our connection. Let's see. If you see butterflies and angels, are they angels in your neighborhood? Butterflies are usually different things to different people. And this is where I'm going back to what I mentioned originally, keeping a dictionary or book of what everything means to me. For me, butterflies are a sign of transformation, that something is going to be changing in my life or I'm changing in my life. So for you, they may be a sign of angels. For example, my sister-in-law had a miscarriage. And when she had a miscarriage, after that, there was butterflies that would come and just, one certain butterfly would just come. And every time she was outside on the porch, she would open her hand out and it would land on her hand. It would land on her shoulders. It would land on her head, her nose. That's not normal. So she was thought of as a sign from the baby that didn't get a chance to come to this life. How to open your mind chakras. I have, Shalini, tons of videos on the chakras. And I have some I think there are 32 in the chakra series playlist. So please, if you can, let me see. If I can, chakra series playlist. let me see if I can find that really quickly for it and post it under in the chat really quickly. So if you can hold on, let me see if I can find it really quickly. I'm just going to go back to YouTube and let me see if I can find this really quickly. Oh, here. Reiki for chakras. I was just working on I was just looking at them. I didn't realize there were 32 videos with that series. I even have, let's see. Wow, so many people have playlists on this. This is really cool. Okay, I'm going to put the note to it. I'm going to link it really quickly. If you give me 1 second. It's going to be under, it says Lourdes, and it's going to be Changeling Orb, which is the site I'm on for this. And it's a link to the chakra videos. I feel more connected. Is that different than feeling connected to the stars? I am going to say yes. To me, connecting with the moon is different than connecting to stars. When I connect to the moon, I feel more feminine energy. I feel it's definitely more nurturing. To me, the stars, and this is my personal opinion, this is not a race, feel more complete. It definitely feels, it's totally different feeling. It doesn't have, the stars don't have male and female energy to me. It's just a wholeness. While the moon just refreshes me in a totally different way. They're both important. Okay. Oh, thank you, Shonda. I'm glad that you like what I'm sharing. Oh, excuse me 1 second. I'm taking water. Now we're going to be stopping in a few minutes simply because I have another chat to do with some of the Reiki practitioners I work with. So if you have any other questions, now is the time. Oops, move any web addresses and try again. Edit and try again. Oh, I'm trying again. Let's see if it goes through. I put in YouTube and let's see if it takes it. It may not take it. And if it doesn't, what I'm going to do is on the YouTube community page, I will put the chakra links because there are a lot of chakra videos. Okay, one other thing. Oh, hi, Khalil. I'm going to say is if you're working on the chakras, one, I have videos on how to clean your chakras. When you clean your chakras, you open them. So I will also put how to clean chakras. I think I have 5 in that series. And it's really different ways because everybody uses these different things to open chakras. I really like using crystal wands where I massage and go counterclockwise, but everybody's different ways and see what works best for you. I have done Reiki. I know a little about Reiki sign. Can I feel anything during the session? You may feel something during the session if you're sensitive to energy, only because the Reiki is always flowing through me. So whether I'm doing a live stream or just talking with someone, the Reiki is always going to flow. So if you're sensitive, you're going to feel it. If you're expecting a Reiki session, like when I send Reiki for specific intention, it's not going to be the same way. This is going to be more subtle for you because I'm not using symbols. I'm not sending out a specific intention. All I'm doing is trying to communicate ideas. For Reiki symbols, which is usually level 2, and I don't know if you had a level 2 in Sri Lanka, that's where the Reiki symbols really come into play. And I love them. I think I have 11 symbols in level 2. I don't have just a traditional Sui Reiki. I love those, but I have more symbols because the universe gave me some to share with my practitioners. So, check to see if you're level 2. You may want to go online if you had level 2 in Sri Lanka and check out the other symbols. Let's see what else. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Siddhant. All right. If there's no other questions, I am going to have to say goodbye. But first of all, thank you so much for participating. I really appreciate all of you taking your time on a Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening to talk with me and letting me share with you information that I think can help a lot of people. What causes dry cough? Besides allergy and dry air, it could be anything. It could definitely be something that you need to express and it's not coming out. So check out how your throat chakra is doing. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Franco and Swapna, Tremaine, Chun, Sam. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day. And I may have a special newsletter coming out on Monday, so please keep an eye out for it. Have a good day. I'm going to close out over here. And it may take me a minute or two because I'm having challenges. But thanks again and see you. Bye-bye.